Hey everybody, happy hump day. My name is Samra A. Stevenson and I am the principal and owner of S.A. Stevenson Law Offices, Wills on Wheels Incorporated, Office Without Walls, and sasfitpractice.com. And today I'm talking to you about limited beliefs and limited beliefs and how to identify and tackle limited beliefs. Just to be clear, you may have seen my post earlier today already, but just to be clear, beliefs are conditioned perceptions that are built on our memories of both pain and pleasure, our experiences dating all the way back to childhood, and they've been built up over time. And why our beliefs are important is because they really do make up the core of who we are, in that they dictate, how we perceive what's going on in the outside world around us. They dictate the expectations we set for ourselves. They influence our inner dialogue, the stories we tell ourselves, which are so fundamentally important to having success, both in achieving your goals, but in your everyday to-day life, that self-inner dialogue and what we say to ourselves. And our beliefs are tied to that. That's a scary and empowering thought. I choose to go with the empowering part of it, being that we can have some control over reforming our beliefs, addressing our beliefs, and allowing our beliefs to carry us up and over hurdles, rather than relying on limited old beliefs that really do hinder our progress. Essentially 90 to 95% of the things you're doing today, that you've done today, that you will do tomorrow, are influenced by your beliefs. Whether you're aware of that, some things we're aware of, some things are subconscious. But that's huge. That's huge. And so, for example, a limiting belief that I used to struggle with was one that related to, high pressure or big social situations. I had this perception that I was being rejected or discriminated against, mainly because I grew up in a situation like that. I was one of 3 Black kids in a town in Connecticut. And the discrimination was real. So, I got one of the 3 Black kids passed away when I was in 5th grade, and I got on the bus to go to school the next day, and a white kid leaned over and said, 1 down, 2 to go. So, that perception in my experience was very real, but that limiting belief no longer served my purpose when I got older. So I really had to address that. And some of you might remember when I started a listserv called After Work Networking. And, that was very much rooted in trying to force myself to get past that. Something just didn't seem right. This belief I had when I was in the experience that I was not being accepted just didn't seem right. So I forced myself to tackle that by creating that listserv and getting out and networking. And some of you might remember that listserv grew from 6 people, started off with 6 people, and by the time I was done with it, had over 600 names on it. So that was a direct way of addressing a limiting belief that I had, and so that's an example. And limiting beliefs are limiting in that they no longer serve our purpose, right? They're old ideas that no longer serve our purpose. They're old ideas of what we used to be, old ideas of how we used to handle things, old ideas of how we used to interact with people. But we grow and we evolve, and so those limiting beliefs no longer serve our purpose and hold us back, rather than helping us propel and move forward. Sometimes I know I'm dealing with limiting beliefs, specifically when it comes to my wellness, when I shy away from certain exercises, certain workouts, certain machines at the gym. This is what I was dealing with today, is that, telling myself I couldn't do something. And I realized, it's something so minor, right? Like I was doing an ab workout and I couldn't keep my neck up. And I told myself, well, I'm just, my neck isn't strong enough, And when I forced myself to keep my neck up for those next 20 seconds and be uncomfortable, and I'm not somebody who doesn't deal with this, who shies away from discomfort, right? So, I was in pain, but, when I got through that, I realized, what, Summer, you're being a little bit of a baby. It's an old belief that somehow I can't condition my neck to stay up. And, that's a minor thing, but it's a good example. So, I'm going to be posting about limiting beliefs and what to do with them, how to address them. But my task today, or my challenge to you today, if you're watching this and you're interested, is to identify a limiting belief, at least one. You have at least one. You probably have more than one, but I don't want to push you too hard just yet. Let's start with identifying one, okay? And sometimes our limiting beliefs, we really have to dig deep to find them. So some ways that they present themselves are when we complain, when we make excuses, when we procrastinate, when we talk to ourselves negatively, when we worry obsessively, when we hesitate. These are all signs that a limiting belief has come into your mind. And so if you notice yourself doing those things this week, I would encourage you to just try and dig deeper about what it is you're fearing, what belief you're having that is creating that reaction, whether it be anxiety, fear, procrastination, those types of things, which are all rooted in the same stuff. And remember, not all beliefs are limiting, right? So the ones that no longer serve our purpose are the ones we're trying to identify. If you have a belief and it's working for you, even if it doesn't work for Sally, Bob, Joe, Rudy, whoever, if it works for you, keep it. But if you notice that it's getting in your way and it's hindering your progress, it's time to shed that. And I'll talk more about in some future videos about exactly what that looks like. So just talking about limiting beliefs. Again, my name is Samra A. Stevenson. I am principal and owner of S.A. Stevenson Law Offices, Office Without Walls, Wheels on Wheels, and sasfitpractice.com. You can follow me on Instagram at sasfitpractice or Office Without Walls. And you can find our Facebook page at S.A. Stevenson Law Offices, LLC. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your day.